Woo! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Real Reds Talk. Brentford versus Manchester United. The Premier League is back. It is back. And Man United are back in action. We kick off at 8 o'clock and the lineups are already in. I've just noticed I've gone live on TikTok and I've not even put it behind me. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me just go back on because I'm an absolute idiot. But on YouTube, at least you can see that the lineup is there. So have a good read through that and then we'll discuss the game together. I'm just going to very quickly redo this because I didn't have the template behind me. So people on TikTok are going to be like, what the fuck's going on? But you can see there on the pitch, Kobe Mainoo does start, but Lisandro Martinez, and 1 second, go live. There we go. Right, yeah, apologies about that. So we've got Onana in net. We have Diego Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka at left back. We then have McTominay, Mainoo, and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, and Garnacho on the right-hand side with Højlund up top and Marcus Rashford on the left. Why am I so... I'm so bright on that. Let me turn this down a little bit. Jesus Christ, man. Oh. Got it all going on today. Turn this down. I'm just going to have to turn the fucking lights down. Turn off the lights. I feel really, yeah, that looks awful, man. I don't know why my camera's like that. Anyway, we just moved. We moved with it. How is everyone feeling for this game? Very nervous after the old international break, aren't we? Just simply because you just never know what you're going to get from teams, whether the rhythm's going to be there, whether it's going to be cohesion within the team, whether it's going to be a little bit slow and bit boring at the start, and then maybe the second half will kind of spark things into life. But, you know, United's record after international games are pretty good. I think we beat Everton after an international break. I think we beat Newport after an international break. And I think we beat someone else after an international break as well. So the record there, in general, is relatively decent. What I'm worried about today is we're playing Brentford. Everybody knows the script with them under Thomas Frank. Very rigid. Play with a back five. Very direct, you know, decent offset pieces. A tricky team to deal with, especially when you consider Manchester United's kryptonite, which is set pieces, transitions, them kind of things. So obviously, Brentford will be looking to exploit that. I'm going to get onto Brentford a little bit later on. One player who I do think will be pivotal in this game is Bruno Fernandes because, like I said, they have a very set, organised way of playing Brentford, and you're going to need these kind of creative players to pick out, you know, certain spots. So, yeah, for people who are just joining, Onana in net, Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, Mainoo, Bruno, and then Garnacho, Højlund, and Marcus Rashford starts on the left-hand side. So, yeah, I'm going to get Brentford's team up, like I said, in a moment, but I think there's going to be a couple of key battles in there. Mainoo starting, obviously, deeper as a 6 is an interesting one. Had a whirlwind with England, you know, gets his debut against, is it Brazil, I think, with like 15 minutes to go, and then starts against Belgium and gets man of the match, you know, so his reputation is rightfully blown up. But he starts as a 6 today, so slightly different role with McTominay, obviously a little bit more advanced, and Bruno Fernandes a little bit more advanced. We do have Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Harry Maguire, and Mason Mount on the bench, I believe. Let me just double check that. I'm pretty sure they're on the bench. Let's have a look at the bench. Yeah. So on the bench, we've got Tom Heaton, Sofiane Amrabat, Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, Antony, and Willy Camboalo, which is, you look at our bench for the majority of the season, you know, we've had no depth on there whatsoever. So to have options like Maguire, Leacher, who I bet will come on, Mason Mount likewise as well. I want to see him get some minutes. Christian Eriksen can always make a difference coming up against his old team, Brentford, when you need that little bit of extra creativity. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he got some minutes today. Casemiro, how ready is he? I don't know if he'll be rushed into it or whatever. And then you've got Antony as well, who, don't forget, you know, a lot of people are writing Antony off, and I completely understand why. However, Antony did score with his right foot today against Liverpool, so we'll see what the crack is with that. For Brentford, you've got Flecken in net, you've got Jensen, Visser, Zanko, Tone. I hate when they do... Why do they do starting 11s like that? Why do they do them like that? You know, when they put the numbers fucking everywhere and put the striker near the keeper, and just, how are you going to make sense of that? I don't watch Brentford every week. Like, anyway, they've got... I can't make up that team. I don't know who the fuck's playing where there. Don't have a clue, man. Do not have a clue. But look, it's important. I'm not sure what score the Villa game is currently at the moment. I know there was 1-0 up. I know Tottenham went 1-0 down to Luton and ended up bringing it back So Tottenham got 3 points. It looks like Villa were going to secure 3 points as well. So I'm like, we need to get a win today. We cannot afford to slip up. Right, here we go. That's a bit better. Flecken, Rosloff, Aijer, Zankot, Collins, Lewis Potter, Janel, Yamul, I can't pronounce that name, Jensen in the midfield, and then Visser and Tone. Not the best team. I'm not considered. I don't think the keeper is fantastic. I think you can get at him, put shots in at him. I think the defence individually isn't great. I mean, Thomas Frank's a good coach in terms of like organisation and things like this, but you're looking at the only ones really going to cause a bit of threats are like your Vissers and your Tonys in terms of a physical battle, especially considering the fact that we have Victor Lindelof starting as well. So that's a key battle that I'm going to look at. Set pieces, they're going to. I believe they're going to target Lindelof. He's not the biggest. He's not the most physical. And maybe that's where Maguire also coming on as well will have a major impact. Now, people don't really think of Maguire as a super sub. Obviously not. But I'm just saying, maybe he wasn't fit enough to start, a full night. And I think if he was fit and available, he would have 100% started this game. You think about the games against Everton as well, where Maguire's always played fantastically well. Yeah, I think so. What are we saying? ALR Nick? Don't know what that is. We have to win today, says Barner. ESG, how you doing? Up the United tonight. Yes, Daniel, hope you're good, mate. Get your score predictions in as well. Let me know how you're feeling about this Manchester United game. Make sure you smash the like on the video as well if you are on the YouTube. Let's see if there's any comments in there. And just let me know in general how you're feeling about the game, man, because it's important. Champions League football is important. It's been a tough season. We've been up and down. We've not managed to find any kind of consistency whatsoever. But if you are going to find a level, and if you're going to find that kind of winning streak that's in you, then you're going to need to beat teams like this, because we've still got Liverpool to play at Old Trafford. We've still got Chelsea to play away. And I know people will say Chelsea is shit or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they still have talented players who can hurt you. So you need to win against teams like Brentford to keep the pace on the other ones. And hopefully at some point they'll slip up, because I know Tottenham and both Villa have very tough fixtures. I'm not saying we have a very easy run, but they both have difficult fixtures. So, yeah. Calvin said, I can't see your name, I think Calvin, 3-1 United. I'm going to have my Snuggie on, 2-0 United. Barner saying 3-0 United as well. A lot of people feeling confident, which is always nice to see. I think it's going to be a bit of a sticky game. I'll give my score prediction towards the end, but I think it's going to be a little bit sticky. Now, a couple of stats for you, for any of you people who are into your stats. Brentford have lost 7 of their past 9 league meetings with Manchester United, but they did win this fixture 4-0 last season. United's 7 league visits to Brentford have produced 30 goals, an average of 4.3 per game. Both of their top flight defeats at the Bees have been by a 4-0 scoreline. Eric Ten Hag's side have won just 1 of their past 8 Premier League away games against London sides and have lost 4 of their past 5. Only the bottom 2 sides, Burnley and Sheffield United, have lost more Premier League games than Brentford this season since a 3-game winning run in October and November. The Bees have just won 3 of their past 18. So that's the kind of form that we're looking at here. But we was also saying the same thing about Fulham, weren't we? Won 3 out of 10, and then Fulham beat us at Old Trafford. So that's what you never know. You never know with this team. You really, really don't. My dog's got severe diarrhea, says Ned. Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that with us. I hope you get him some tablets or whatever. No idea. I mean, dog take tablets? Or is it one of them depositories that go up the bum? I don't know. Shout out my depository gang. So there's a couple of stats for you, including... can we all just leave a comment in for the dog that's got diarrhea? I hope he gets soon better. Run some Jay-Z tunes like Can't Knock the Hustle. Okay. There's some random people in on TikTok today. Anyway, Brentford. Talk a little bit about Brentford. Ivan Toney, obviously the main man. Links to Manchester United. I don't think they're very strong links. I don't think we're going to go for someone like an Ivan Toney. I think there's going to be a lot of competition for him. I think Arsenal are going to sign him, and I believe if Arsenal do sign him, I think that could be the next step they take towards the Premier League title. I still think they're going to bottle it this season. I think they're going to lose the game tomorrow. But Ivan Toney would be a significant addition for any team. And having missed him for, how long was it, 6 months or something? Brentford had him out for. Obviously a massive, massive miss. He's a bagsman. His all-round game's fantastic. Even when he went away for England, I was watching him, and he just, the way he can take a ball out from the air and just within a touch, just kill it dead. players in behind, I think he'd be really good for Man United, actually. But I also think we have a very talented striker of our own in Rasmus Højlund. He was flying before he picked up that injury when he started to come into form. Had like 7 goals in 7 games. And then obviously went out injured, and then he needs to get back up to speed again. I know he's been away with Denmark, so hopefully he'll be up and raring for it. Likewise with the other players, man. Rashford didn't play many minutes for England, did he? So he should be fresh. I'm not sure how many minutes Garnacho played for Argentina, but I don't think it was loads. Again, so another not too much of a weight load. McTominay has always battled and got through it and can play a full 90 minutes, no problem whatsoever. Same thing with Bruno Fernandes. I know we got a rest with Portugal. Mainu, how fit will he be? Apparently there was a little bit of an illness or a bug or something going on when he got back from England, so I'm not sure how bad it was, how severe it was, but he's obviously fit enough to start, which is mega important because we don't really have another defensive midfielder. It would have having to be, kind of sling Amrabat in there, or I don't know how they would have done it, to be honest with you. But Mainu starts as a 6. Just on Mainu, a question for the community and a question for you guys. Do you mind him as a 6? Do you think he can do a decent job there? Or do you think his position is always going to be an 8 for the future? How do you see him? What do you think? Do you like him in that position or what? Rash said, you got over that Ahmad goal yet? No. I'm still in heaven with that, mate. And that's what it kind of... When you speak about the Ahmad goal and that last win over Liverpool, it's kind of sad, really, because you want to take that momentum from that game into the next one. I bet, all the players after it were just dying. Well, they were probably dying anyway, just from the amount of running that they've been doing. But in general terms speaking, after that, you want to carry that momentum into the next game. And because it was an international break, it kind of killed all the momentum off. Now it's like, pick yourselves up now. Even Ten Hag mentioned it in the press conference, the fact that all these players have been away with all the national teams. They all play different, they all have at least, different tactical setups. So it's about getting used to that rhythm again. It's getting used to knowing your job within that squad. The players that you're surrounded by, like it's a completely different setup. Obviously, Southgate's football is almost the complete opposite to Man United, isn't it? So, yeah, it's you're going from very pragmatic football to almost very aggressive, transitional, on the front foot. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect from today's game. Really, really don't know what we're going to get, because we are really, really a mixed bag when it comes to when it comes to Premier League football against any opposition. We really, really are. I know in Brentford's last game, I'm just seeing what changes they've made. No Reguilon, I don't think, from what I saw. That's a very strange loan, that, wasn't it? Sergio Reguilon. Could have done with him, to be honest with you. I know Wan-Bissaka's back now, and he did a really good job on Mo Salah, but the whole left-back situation has just been so fucking bizarre for me this season. It's been so weird. Just with the situation where the medical staff have said to Ten Hag that, right, you can let Reguilon go back because Shaw and Malacia are both going to be fit and available. So, send him back. It's absolutely fine. And people were questioning it at the time. Some people even mentioning Alvaro Fernandez as well, saying like, I'm not sure what the crack is here, what's going on. And yeah, for whatever reason, we find ourselves now with both our left backs are out until the end of the season, and hopefully Wan-Bissaka stays fit. I didn't like Wan-Bissaka when I first saw him. Not in general. I mean, when I first saw him at left back, I was like, I'm not too sure about that. But having watched him firsthand in person against one of the best right wingers in the league in a position that he's not used to, he did a really good job, actually. And he's actually improving on the ball as well going forward, combining with players. He's not making... Like, he looks confident and he looks decent. So having Wan-Bissaka at left back, I'm not opposed to it. Obviously, defensively, he's always going to be solid. And if it's an inverted winger, which Brentford more play with wing backs, don't they? And kind of get crosses into the box. So maybe Dalot will go... I don't know what's going to happen. But if you're playing up against a left-footed player, an inverted winger, then Wan-Bissaka's fantastic there. I mean, Salah did fuck... I know he scored against us, but that was nothing to do with Wan-Bissaka. He basically did fuck all for the majority of the game. So... yeah, looking forward to it. What we're seeing in the chat, get your comments in. Let me know how you're feeling about the game. I'm going to read a couple out momentarily. I'm just going to see if there's any kind of pre-match comments. I'm so excited to see Lissandro, by the way. So excited. Dortmund 2 up at Bayern with 83 minutes gone. Looks like their first away win at the Allianz in almost 10 years. Bayer Leverkusen, by the way, are doing a madness, aren't they? They are absolutely... Xavi Alonso is doing such a good job there. Crazy. He's like 10, 13 points ahead, I think. Nuts, man. Yeah, on the graphic, I'm seeing Dallo at left back. So, I don't know. Don't know what the crack is here. Onana's been interviewed by Sky Sports, and he said, we've got something for them. That's what he said. We've got something for them. And he's got like a smirk, like a smile on his face. Let me get this on the screen. Let me show you this. For the people on... You won't be able to see it on TikTok, but for the people on YouTube, let me just grab this up for you. So I've seen the quote, we've got something for them. I'm hoping this is it. That's the face that he's pulling. No idea what he's on about. We've got something for them. Make of that what you will. Onana's a mad character in it, to be fair. They, Brentford, are a very good counter-pressing team, 1-against-1. They take a lot of risk. We all know the level of the Premier League. It's a final for us. We have to come here and win. We will give everything to win. We have to show what we prepared on the pitch. It's an important week for us. It's a very important game for us. We know how important this game is, so the preparation was good. Important 3 times there in one sentence. 3 times in one sentence. It's an important week for us. It's a very important game for us. We know how important this game is. I think he thinks it's important. Yeah. 4-3-3. Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof, Dallo at left back, McTominay, Mainu, Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund, Rashford. Interesting. At least we all get to watch Kobbie Mainu play football, right? That's what we're all here for. Yeah, I can't wait to see how this kid develops. And likewise with all the other young players that we've got. Can't wait to see how Højlund develops. Can't wait to see how Garnacho develops. Can't wait to see Mainu. And likewise, like, we've got a lot of young players at the club who are very good. Even players like Mason Mount, who's not had a chance to really feature on the pitch yet. He's only like 24 years old. I think Lissandro's like 25. So we've got a lot of, players with engine in the tank, if you will. If you are on TikTok, by the way, I'm live on YouTube currently. If you're not subscribed to Real Reds Talk, then please do hit that subscribe button and jump over there. We'll be live for the post-match preview as well, which won't be on TikTok. But yeah, for now, and Mainu overrated. Shut up. True Customer says, I want to know why we're playing Scott, Mainu and Bruno when we got Amrabat on the bench and actual 6. I think Amrabat's been underwhelming, man. I think he's been really, really underwhelming. I mean, I was one of his biggest I would have personally transported him on the plane to United at the time when we was looking at signing him. But he just hasn't. He's too sluggish. I don't think he suits the Premier League football, and this is why you should never buy a player based on the fact that international football that he's done really, really well there, because it's not the same measurement. The Premier League is way more intense. It's way more quicker. It's way more competitive, and I think they're going to send him back. He's looked okay at times when he's come on. I mean, I even remember his debut when he was at left back, and he was pinging the balls left, right, centre. We look composed. Like, he's clearly got the fundamentals, but I'm just talking about, like, pace-wise, he can't seem to keep up with it. For example, if he was having a midfield of, I don't know, Amrabat, Eriksen, and Casemiro, that would be a sluggish midfield. That would be way too slow. The intensity and physicality with Bruno, Scott, and Mainu in there is way better. Way better. So, yeah, I'm happy about the bench, though. I think that's the strongest bench we've had all season, to be fair. Obviously, Amad Diallo is not available for this game because he got a red card against Liverpool, but was anyone asked about the red card? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, yeah, I can't wait to get into it. I'm just going to double-check the Villa score, unless anyone wants to get it in the chat, just to see. I mean, they're probably 2-up, aren't they, or something? Let's have a look. They are as well. 2-up, obviously. Beating Wolves. So, the table, man, it's going to go right to the wire in terms of Champions League football. Right to the wire. Let's get the Premier League table up. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Villa, Tottenham, both on... No, Tottenham's on 56 points. Villa are currently on 59 points, but Villa got 2 games in hand on us, and Tottenham have a game in hand on us as well. So, effectively, if we win against Brentford tonight, we're still 6 points behind Tottenham and 9 points behind Villa, but again with the game in hand. So it could be, 6 points for both teams, if you look at it like that, which is a mountain, man, because even... I know Tottenham and Villa have some tough games, but let's have a look at Man United's fixtures. I know we've got Chelsea and Liverpool. So we've got Brentford tonight. Then we've got Chelsea away, Liverpool at home, Bournemouth away, Newcastle at home, Sheffield at home, Burnley at home, Palace away, Arsenal at home, Brighton away. So, it's a couple of tricky fixtures in there. Arsenal's going to be difficult. Brighton away will be difficult. Newcastle at home will still be a tricky game. Liverpool at home, Chelsea away. Every game's a final. That's why they keep mentioning it, in terms of how much significance each game has. Good team. I'm not sure if you're on about United, but okay. Serie A is 10 times slower and players struggle to adjust. That's another great point as well. Obviously, Amrabat's come from Fiorentina in the Italian league. It's a lot more defensive setup as well. People don't like it when you criticise the Let me just turn this light off because it's pissing me off, that. Way too bright, man. Oh, is that any better? I'm going to look really dark on here now, aren't I? But the light was just so bright on there. It's a little bit better now. A little bit better. Still like a weird glowing, yeah, bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Just hope they give Ten Hag the funds to build. I would agree with that. Now, there was a bit of a shitstorm for Ten Hag around, what was it, about November time, December, when rightfully so, some of the results were just, you couldn't fathom, you can't back him when you have results like that. The Nottingham Forest one, for example, was just an absolute shocker. But I think he made a point that when his players come back, we'll start to win games. And since the turn of the new year, we won the majority of them. We lost a couple. We just beat Liverpool in the FA Cup quarterfinals, which was massive for him. And to his credit, he has won games when his players have been fit and available. People will say every team has injuries, and look at this team, they've had injuries. Newcastle have had a lot of injuries all season. Where are they in the table? Fucking 10th or 11th or wherever they are at the minute. Brighton have had quite a few injuries as well. They've dropped right down the table. We've had probably the most out of anyone in the Premier League. I think we have, actually, statistically. It's a fact we've had the most injuries and at the worst times as well. We just signed Mason Mount. He's been out for pretty much the full season. Both our left backs have been out for the majority of the season. Maguire and Varane have both had niggles here and there. So Lindelof's been the only one, really, who's been consistent, who's been available. Lissandro, our best centre-back, has been out all season, pretty much. The midfield, Casemiro's had 2 hamstring injuries, I think. And a couple other, dodgy injuries and stuff. Højlund's been out for a decent period. So, we've had... When you're trying to play a certain way, if you're trying to play pressing football, which is transitional, quick, you're going to play with a high line. You can't play that with Johnny Evans. Now, Johnny Evans, in terms of experience, leadership, commanding the box, defending the 18-yard box, is really, really good. But when you push him right up the pitch, you are susceptible for people getting in behind. So imagine having Johnny Evans and, let's say, Amrabat that we've had at left back in a game. That is going to change your whole setup completely from when you usually have Luke Shaw and Alessandro Martinez there. Just a fact. So people will go on at us for saying, oh, look at injuries, look at this, look at that, or whatever. It affects your game, man, completely. Liverpool, when they had all their injuries a couple of years ago, completely fell off the boil. Completely fell off. It's unlucky. It sounds like we're moaning. It sounds like we're saying, oh, whinge, cry for us, whatever. But it does affect your season, and it's been obvious for us. It's not been great, but, yeah, there's no excuses tonight with a team like that. Even with the players on the bench, you have to be winning that game. Have to be winning that game. So, yeah. Brentford on top. Can you let us win? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Sorry. We need the 3 points equally. I mean, you probably need it more in terms of relegation. Obviously, that's a more serious matter. But we also need European football for financial aspects. Just for everything. It's just going to be miles better for the club. So, yeah, we need a dub tonight, especially with Villa currently winning 2-0 and Tottenham bringing it back again like they always do, which has annoyed the life out of me because I thought Luton may actually have got the job done, which would have been a shock. I'm sure. Let's take a look at Spurs fixtures to see who they've got. Spurs fixtures. I'm curious to know what games they've got left. West Ham away, difficult game. Forest at home, Newcastle away, City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Ooh, interesting. Newcastle again. Yeah, they've got a couple of tricky fixtures in there. So it really is like it's tight all around, isn't it? If you look, even if you look at like obviously you've got Arsenal, Liverpool, City are all going for the title, which is a very, very close race. There's 1 point between them currently at the minute with 10 games left. You've got Europe, which is still up for grabs for multiple teams. Same with Europa League as well. And then even near the bottom, Sheffield are pretty much guaranteed to go down, or at least it looks like that. But then you've got like Luton Town, Forest, Everton, Brentford, who are all hanging around those kind of areas. You don't know what's going to go on with the points deductions. I actually think this is probably the most competitive league ever. I think. I don't know if that's recency bias, but if you look at up and down the table, apart from that in the middle part, it's pretty competitive. So I'm interested to see how it all ends. I think it's going to be fascinating. Right. Time for the predictions. Sorry, I'm just reading a couple of things there. Happy Easter, Big Nick. Spurs play Liverpool, City, Arsenal, back-to-back. Everton to go down. Dead club. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, score predictions. You know what? I'll go 2-1. Usually, if we was in the run, if this game was straight after the Liverpool game, I would have said 3-0 or 3-1 or something along the lines of that. But I think just because you're coming back, the rhythm isn't slightly there. You've got Mainu playing as a 6. You know, not all of our players are back and fit and raring to go. I think 2-1. I think if you look at Brentford stats, they always score, man. They concede a lot of goals, but they always score as well. So I think we'll probably concede a silly one from a set piece or some kind of bullshit like that. So yeah, let's see how the mighty Man United, couldn't get that out then. How the mighty Man United fare. What do we all say? I love that 4-0 win at the GTEC last season. You won't be allowed to play in Europe. We will be, mate. We definitely will be. United 2-1, I think, says Eddie P. We needed 3 points badly, says Agnan. Oh, sorry, I already read that out. Sorry, there's a bit of pain there for you, isn't it? It's Sam is in the chat saying 5-1 Man United. A lot of people positive. Let's see how you're feeling at halftime. See if you're feeling the exact same. I don't know, man. I can't trust this team. So, yeah, I'm nervous, man. Very, very nervous. But we should get the job done. If you lose tonight, I know, like, the risk of repeating myself, it's curtains, mate. Like, you can't lose a game like today. So, yeah, I'm hoping for a good few goals. Can't wait to see Rasmus. Can't wait to see Lissandro back in the team. Hopefully Casemiro gets some minutes. Mason Mount's the one who I'm most intrigued to look forward to, because I think a lot of people have wrote him off, whatever it is at the moment. I think a lot of people people scapegoated him from the start, saying he's not good enough. Why have we bought him? All that kind of stuff. Dean saying 3-0. Yes, I like the confidence, Dean. I love it. A lot of people, I don't think anyone's put a loss, really, unless it's been a Brentford fan or a rival fan. So the majority of people think we're going to win this game, and they have every right to. Statistically, we're, far superior. But it is the Premier League. They do throw up fucking mad games. And this weekend's just been crazy. Some of the results that's happened. Let's have a go through a couple of them now. Tottenham had to come back against Luton and win. Oh shit, no, that's just Tottenham fixtures. I want Premier League fixtures. You dig? Yeah, so Villa have definitely won as well, 2-0. But Tottenham had to bring it back against Luton. Bournemouth and Everton was 1-1 in a bit of a relegation battle scrap there, and Everton ended up losing 2-1. Forest and Palace 1-1. I mean, that just had 1-1 written all over it. Sheffield United went 3-1 up against Fulham and then bottled it and ended up drawing 3-3. Chelsea and Burnley was a mad one. Burnley got a man sent off. Chelsea couldn't finish the dinner. Ended up drawing it 2-2. Newcastle and West Ham. Newcastle went down 3-1 and then brought it back to 4-3 and had a man sent off. So this weekend of football has just been absolutely nuts. And maybe this game will have a bit, that kind of reoccurring theme. Who knows? I'm not sure. Right, I'm going to go enjoy the game, people. Thank you very much for joining me. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to Real Reds Talk if you're live on TikTok currently right now. The link is in the bio. And I'll see you guys for the post-match review, yeah? Take it easy, everyone.